Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, my name is Dewi Indriyani and my student's number is 2021220063. Here I will explain about using task-based instruction and teaching listening and speaking skills. Alright, the first one is definition. Task-based learning or task-based instruction is an approach to language learning where learners are given interactive tasks to complete. In order to do this, they need to communicate. Once the task is complete, then the teacher discusses the language used. The learner plans an itinerary for a guest who is coming to stay with their teacher. Okay, and next is characteristic of a task. Some of the key characteristics of a task in task-based instruction. The first one is it is something that learners do or carry out using their existing language resources. And number two, it has an outcome which is not simply linked to learning language, so language acquisition may occur as the learner carries out the task. And number three, it involves a focus on meaning. And number four is in the case of tasks involving two or more learners, it calls upon the learner use of communication strategies and instructional skills. We continue to principle. For the first one is relevant task. Task-based instruction can be categorized by the type of mental processes used in the activities such as listening, comparing, problem solving, creative thinking, and sharing personal experience. And the second is tasks are extremely varied but all share several common features. They must focus on meaning and comprehension rather than repetition and recitation. There must be a clearly defined outcome to determine the task effectiveness and the student's success. And the third is students learn by interacting. Sitting in a classroom and being lectured at for an hour is not conducive to language acquisition and production, nor is it good for confidence and a sense of enjoyment. Each student needs to be engaged and encouraged to participate. Okay, then focus on using and electing authentic language. So many textbooks and foreign language classes center around memorizing and mimicking awkward grammar patterns that aren't typically using in real-life situations. The language that you use with students and that you want to instill in them needs to be genuine and viable in order for the experience to be effective and useful for them. And next is errors are a natural part of the learning process. While correcting them is important to a certain degree, you do not want to embarrass or dissuade students from trying to communicate. Praise students for task success instead of picking out each tiny error. Errors can be fixed with time, but confidence can be shattered in a second. And the last one is focus on the process as a whole rather than the end product. Learning is just that, a process. Teachers must provide students with the tools they need, give guidance, and encourage students to call upon previous language and personal experiences. This methodology does not result in multiple choice test grade. Each step of the process is equally important to task trumps and eventually real-world language success. Okay, and next is participation in completion of tasks is extremely motivational. Tasks address real-life needs and allow students to use their bag of language tools to meet those needs. Additionally, the use of tasks allow variation in classroom amidst bedroom and encourage students to use a wide variety of communication styles and techniques such as comparing, debating, and persuading. And the last one is tasks provide two key processing elements that are necessary for language learning: input and output. Copying lines and reciting songs or poems are incapable of meeting these criteria in their very design. Incorporating opportunities for both input and output into every task enable language learners to practice negotiation, listening, and redefining, repressing, and on-the-spot thinking. All things that occur naturally in our lives on a daily basis. Okay, next is stage in TBI. Task-based instruction offers an alternative for language teachers. In TBI, the teacher does not predetermine what language will be studied. The lesson is based around the completion of central tasks, and the language studied is determined by what happened as the students completed. The lesson follows certain stages. This is a 6 stage. For the first one is pre-task. The teachers introduce the topic and gives the students clear instruction on what they will have to do at the task stage, and might help the students to recall some language that may be useful for the task. The pre-task stage can also often include playing a recording of people during the task. This gives the students a clear model of what will be expected of them. The students can take notes and spend time preparing for the task. And the second is task. The students complete a task in pairs on group using the language resources that they have as the teacher monitors and offer encouragement. And the third is planning. Students prepare a short oral or written report to tell the class what happened during their task. They then practice what they are going to say in their groups. Meanwhile, the teachers is available for the students to ask for advice to clear up any language question they may have. And the fourth is report. Students that report back to the class orally or read the written report. The teacher chooses the order of when students will present their report and may give the students some quick feedback on the content. At this stage, the teachers may also play a recording of others doing the same task for the students to compare. And the fifth is analysis. The teachers then highlights relevant part from the task of the recording for the students to analyze. They may ask students to notice interesting features within this text. And the teacher can also highlight the language that the students using during the report case for analysis. And last is practice. Finally, the teacher selects language areas to practice based upon the needs of the students and what emerged from the task and report cases. The students then do practice activities to increase their confidence and make a note of useful language. Okay, we move to types of tasks. Based on Willis in 1996, proposed 6 types of tasks, the basis for TBI. For the first one is listing tasks. For example, students might have to make up a list of things that would pack if they were going on a beach vacation. And the second, sorting and ordering. Students work in pairs and make up a list of the most important characteristics of an ideal vacation. And third is comparing. Students compare ads from 2 different supermarkets. And number 4 is problem solving. Students write a letter to an advice column and suggest a solution to the writer's problems. And number 5, sharing personal experience. Students discuss their reaction to an ethical or moral dilemma. And number 6, creative task. Students prepare plans for redecorating a house. And next is kind of task. There are 2 kinds of tasks. The first one is pedagogical task. Specially designed classroom tasks that are intended to require the use of specific instructional strategies and may also require the use of specific types of language such as skills, grammar, and vocabulary. And the second is real-world task. This is tasks that reflect real-world use of language and which might be considered a rehearsal for real-world tasks. For example, is role plays. So What if we teach listening and speaking skills using the task-based instruction method? Here, I will use role play as the activity. Without any further ado, let's see an example of using this method.
Alright, so today's activity is about asking and giving opinion. For the first activity, I will play the audio about asking and giving opinion. Please listen carefully. So I will play right now. Okay guys, next activity, after you listen the audio about asking and giving opinion, you will do role play. So please discuss with your peer and make a concept about a short dialogue about asking and giving opinion. I will give you 10 minutes guys. So please 10 minutes start from now.
Hi Dewi.
Hi.
I want to ask you, how do you think about my new glasses?
It seems like it's cute and seems like ice, cat ice.
Oh, thank you.
And how do you think about my clothes today?
I think you're so colorful today. I like your skirt. I like your color of your skirt because I love green.
Right, thank you.
Yeah.
Recently, my one was broken, so I think I'm gonna use the new one. And
Yes.
I think I'm interested of Samsung Z Fold. What do you think about that?
In my opinion, Samsung Z Fold is good brand from Samsung, but I prefer to use iPhone.
Our lesson today has finished. Stay healthy all of you and have a nice day.
Okay guys, so that's all about task-based instruction.